2 things I learned about God from raising my kids full time. Written and narrated by Sister Michelle Watson. When I had kids, I knew I wanted to stay home and raise them until they went to school. Thanks to my hardworking husband, I was able to do this. Then, when it came time for them to go to school, my husband and I decided to homeschool them instead. These choices led me to what I am today, a full-time parent. I've been working this job for nearly 9 years, and I've learned some incredibly important lessons about God. I'd like to share a couple of those lessons with you today. 1. God's love is unconditional. Truly, it is. I'm with my kids all day long. If you work with kids, then you know they can be intense. Emotional eruptions, criminal acts of sibling conflict, and immature accidents are commonplace. Some days, this gets me down. But my kids could never behave so badly that I'd stop loving them. Even on their most disrespectful and rebellious days, my heart is drawn out in love toward them. Even in their most prodigal of prodigal moments, I'd trade my life for theirs. And if this is the love of a flawed human parent, then imagine the perfect love that God has for us. There truly is nothing that can separate us from His love. Romans 8:38. 2. God uses kids to teach adults important lessons. I'm always trying to teach my kids life lessons, but oh, the irony. In the very act of teaching them, I feel God's Holy Spirit teaching me the same lesson. When I lecture my boys about giving their best effort, I'm forced to ask myself if I'm giving mine. When I call them out on having a bad attitude, I immediately think of the many times I grumbled and complained that day. I confess that God has used my kids to soften many of my rough edges and expose hypocrisies lurking in the secret corners of my heart. Parenthood has increased my capacity for every kind of work, physical and mental. It's forced me to put away time-wasty things. It's been a masterclass in self-denial, patience, and humility. Except you never graduate, you keep learning. God uses kids to sanctify us, to purify us and set us apart for Him. You know that moment in a superhero movie when an ordinary guy realizes he has powers? He feels special because he's been given a gift, but he also feels the weight of responsibility that comes with that gift. For me, kids are like that gift. They make everything more fun, interesting, and well, super. Life is boring without them. And at the same time, they are the weightiest of responsibilities. Just like the superhero becomes wiser and stronger as he learns more about his superpower, parents become wiser and stronger as we learn more about these beautiful children God has given us. These are just 2 lessons I've learned from being a full-time mom. Maybe I will share more in a future article. I've learned many lessons, but I'd love to hear what lessons you have learned about God by being a parent. Please leave a comment and tell me.